Hey everybody, Zach here, Spring 2025. I know you'll all have access to the Spring 2023 exams. I just want to talk about it real briefly, going into this exam. So what I would do first of all is when I start the exams, I look for those 5 questions that I am expecting to see on the test of pick the right case. It's usually at the beginning or the end of the test. Get those done first. If everything's worth the same amount of points, get them done first. I don't even read the paragraph, by the way. I just go right to and ask myself, mean or proportion, one or two groups, dependent or independent. Average price is a mean. There's only one mean there. That's got to be answer choice A, and go through those. Question number 6, I would skip and go back to later. What you have to realize, everybody, is with this particular professor, there's usually 3 to 5 questions that are going to take forever. So don't sit there and waste 10 minutes on this question when you only have like 50 minutes to take the test. Skip and go back to it. Now, normally I would say go to 2A ANOVA next, but this particular exam had 1-way and 2A ANOVA built in together. On this page, I would do question 7, 8, 9, 10. 11 is too wordy. I would skip it and go back to it later. 12 is too wordy. I would skip it and go back to it later. Do the questions that are quick. I cannot stress that enough. Do the quick questions overall, okay? Let's see. For Bonferroni confidence intervals, I'm not expecting you're going to be asked to actually build one. I think that's happened one time in 12 years, but you need to know the pieces of it. The standard deviation is the square root of the mean, square of the error. The degrees of freedom for the t-score that you would look up is going to be based off degrees of freedom of the error, because a confidence interval is an estimator plus or minus the margin of error. So make sure you know those parts of the Bonferroni confidence interval if they ask for this overall. For your one-way ANOVA tables, remember, going back up to here, I probably rip off the first page so I don't have to go and go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and restaple it if I'm allowed to do so. G minus 1, N minus G, and N minus 1 are the degrees of freedom for a one-way ANOVA, respectively. Make sure you know that and work from left to right if you need to fill an ANOVA table out whenever possible. This is new of the past 2 years. So this is basically like that whole order means diagram where they have that line. And basically what this means is if they have a different letter, it's significantly different. So for Tukey in this case, A for more than 6 is significantly different than the others. These other 4 treatments, there's no significant difference because they have the same letter. Over here, A for more than 6 is different than the others. These 3, there's no difference. And these 3, there's no difference. Okay, so just want to make sure you understand. So that means in this case, Tukey and Fisher actually do have different results. And that's part of one of the questions coming up. But overall, going through this exam, like I said, I would do 1 through 5. I would skip 6. I would do 7, 8, 9, 10, skip 11 and 12. 13, I might attempt. And by the way, 13 is just asking for the F score. It's a very clever way of saying the MSG is how many times larger than the MSE. Well, gee, that's an F score. That's MSG over MSC. I would do 14. I probably would skip 15, go back to it later. 16, 17, 18, 19 is fair. 20, hey, individual to family. 21 is an order means diagram. This one, they actually did it backwards. They went ahead and went from largest to smallest when you go back and look. Fair, fair, fair. I would save that for later. I would save that one for later. Fair, fair, and fill out a ANOVA table. So in total, there's about 5 questions I would probably skip because of the verbiage. If there's too much in it, skip it and go back to it later. So that's my suggestions with a little bit of extra there, talking about the Bonferroni, talking about the connecting letters report for Tukey and for Fisher. And overall, good luck, everybody, on your first test.